Welcome to this episode of Story and Things, a podcast where we review stories.
And we talk about other things, but still relating to stories.
Yeah, so it can be any type of story. It can be a love story.
A sad story. A mystery story.
Maybe a story that has a little bit of...
Oh.
Wait. Has it been a minute? Can't say it yet.
No. Hold it in your mind.
Oh my gosh.
Actually, what word were you thinking of? Because now I'm curious.
Wait, has it been a minute?
I don't know. Just say it.
Wait, give me 15 seconds and then I will say the word I was thinking of.
Say it loud.
I can't. Vampire. Wait, you need to take this moment of silence just so I can tell you that the word I was thinking of was a dick story.
Oh, your favorite kind of stories.
Oh, hello?
Penis stories.
There's so much penis in my life, and there's going to be so much penis in your life right now.
You're welcome. Thank you.
How do you feel?
How do I feel currently?
Okay, wait. Question.
Of the day?
We're going to be talking about a lot of dick in this episode. But you know what's better than dick? The words used to describe dick. So what are some of the words that you've read that have been used to describe dick? Member.
Long.
Oh,
member.
Yeah, like they call it a member.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, add 2 letters to yours. Schlong.
Dick.
Okay.
I can't think of any.
Snake-like, which I would actually be a little scared of.
That's actually scary.
Yeah, I don't want it to bend. Well, I mean, I don't... Okay, let me say something else. Wait, because when they say snake-like, I feel like it's going to do a loop-de-loop.
And then it does.
Loop-de-loop and pull, yeah.
Weird.
What else? What's another one? Come on. You got it. Member, schlong.
Wait, this is a great segue to something that I saw on TikTok.
What?
A lot of people were complaining about the fact that many authors use the word cock.
I don't
instead
mind
of
dick.
I guess.
Penis?
I don't know. I don't even know what word they prefer.
Penis, more like penis. Thank you. I don't mind cock. Don't take that out of context. I don't mind the word. I think it's funny. You know, when I was younger, I used to not be down for the word pussy. I live for that word now.
Now?
I live for that word.
I live for the ussies.
I live for the ussies and for all of yussies.
Thank you. Same. I feel the same way. When I was younger, I hated the word pussy. But now I'm like,
I get it. Now.
I get the word and I get the meaning and I get the power behind that word. Thank you.
But what about cock?
What about it?
How do you feel about it?
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Because I feel like reading penis is a little, I don't know, uninspiring.
I don't really like the word member.
Member?
It makes me think that someone else is there. I don't want anyone else to be there. It's my member, and he's just like,
he's dancing, starts break dancing.
I can't.
I never thought about it that way.
I can't. I hate that one. But I feel like there's another one. Do you prefer... Oh, God, Don't watch this if you're my related.
If you're my
related, but do you prefer when people say that he came or he ejaculated?
He came.
I think so too. But I feel like sometimes when I'm reading fast, I'm like, came from where?
Where did he go?
Where'd he come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Oh.
Anyway, today we will be talking about Pestilence.
The 4 Horsemen, Book 1.
Book 1. Thank you.
I'm ready.
Are you ready?
Yeah, okay.
So I am going to give a summary first.
Exactly, yes.
And then if this is the first time you are listening to us, Chelly and I don't know how we each feel about this story. Although I can kind of guess how you feel about this story.
Okay. Can I say something first, though?
Go for
We're
it.
both drunk.
Only a little.
The thing is, it seems like we're drunk in every episode.
We're not, though.
I just want to say, we meet up once a month. So we only drink once a month.
Why
only
are
one
you
day
giving them
of the month.
excuses like
I
they're
just want them to know
like
that
they're
I'm
our
not drunk all the
parent.
time. Don't tell mom. Like, don't tell her.
I'm not a drunk.
Not drunk. We drink once a month. Do you drink before we meet up?
I never drink.
Do you drink with other people?
I don't drink with other people, no. Do you?
No, it's only with you. Wait, are we coworkers?
Are we friends? Or are we just colleagues? I don't know.
Lovers?
Maybe.
We'll see in the next season.
We'll see how we feel about this story, and then we'll decide.
Go ahead.
I'm
sorry. Go ahead.
Whoa. I'm going to give a quick summary of Pestilence. Oh, what was that?
That's my chair. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to give a quick summary. So, in the start of this book, it is revealed that the 4 horsemen have arrived on Earth. You know what? I'm not even going to talk about the other ones because you know what? Pestilence is the start, okay? Yeah. And they pretty much all split up. One went north, one went east, one went south, one went west. And in this story, we are focusing on Pestilence, which if you don't know, he is, disease, plague, all that stuff.
Exactly.
And everything was chill after they arrived and stirred shit up. But then Pestilence wakes up again.
Yes.
And he starts to spread this plague all over. But then one brave girl named Sarah, she decides to stay behind in her abandoned city. And she tries to kill Pesty the bestie. But then Pesty the bestie actually doesn't die. And he ends up taking her as a captive to
show her true suffering.
Because that is the kind of guy that Pesty is at this time of the story. Yes. And through this story, we realize that Pesty the bestie is also a victim to his own disease. But he also finds love along the way. In a hopeless place. Rihanna. I love that. I'm sorry. The words are like jumbling. But that's pretty much the basic summary with no major spoilers. So if that sounds interesting to you, go ahead. Go run.
Go read it. Go read it right now.
And then come back.
I would give you my Audible password, but do I know you?
We don't know that each other.
If I know you, my Audible password is... Don't say it. Beep! I would like to say what I think you think about this book.
Okay. I'm excited.
I'm
so
like
excited.
confused. Wait, can you say what you think first?
Okay, mine is really specific, and I even highlighted a certain part because
you think I'd like or hate?
There was a part in this book where I was like, Chelly is gonna freaking hate this part. So because of that, I think you would rate it like a 2-ish. 2-ish.
Okay.
2-ish.
A 2.
Because of that specific part, and I will talk about it once we get into the story. Do you
think... Okay. By the way, we don't know what we feel about these stories. We don't tell each other.
We already said that, but okay.
Do you think I would have liked it without this scene?
No. Actually, I don't know. Would you? Maybe you should answer this question.
Okay. You, my dear, dear friend that I've known for 10 years.
Oh, friend.
Wait, we've revealed.
We're colleagues.
Oh my gosh. I think that you... This is a hard one. I didn't think about this. I think that you like this book because, as your friend, I know that you like morally great characters.
Oh.
I think you like this book. I don't think you like the writing.
Okay.
And I think you probably think that it could have been written better. The pacing was okay. Mm-hmm. But you're probably going to give this a 3.
Okay.
What did you think of it? A 2.
I said around a 2 because of one specific scene.
Okay, well, why don't we go ahead and talk about the tropes in this book? One trope, I don't know if it's really in here, but I'm going to take a guess. I think it's in here. Enemies to lovers.
Which seems like a common theme in most of our reads.
Yeah.
Is it just me?
Are we?
Are we an Enemies to Lovers podcast? Hello?
Welcome to Enemies to Lovers and Things.
I can see that just because he did take her captive. Well, first of all, she tried killing him. And then he took her captive.
Yeah.
And pretty much tortured her.
Yes.
But this is also, I'm not exactly sure what the trope name is. What is it? Like when you take your lover captive? What is that?
When you take your lover captive trope. I don't know.
When you take your future lover captive trope.
When you're but sorry, but trope. That made sense.
It made sense to me.
We'll edit it so it makes sense. Thank you.
No, we won't.
Yeah, one of us will.
Not me. But it's pretty much similar to just any story where the main character gets taken by the potential love interest.
Yes.
And is there any other trope that you can think of?
Would you consider them found family?
I didn't even think about that.
I did.
I kind of
Constantly.
Every single time we read. Yeah, I can see that. Because Pesty, if you don't know, Pesty's kind of a loner.
Yeah, Pesty actually has no bestie. Which is, counterintuitive to his own name.
He's just the bestie for us.
Pesty no bestie.
Wait.
Pesty sin bestie. Pesty donde está tu bestie?
No.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Okay, those are good tropes.
Yeah.
I think we can stop there.
Okay. Why don't we talk about the characters?
Okay, let's start with our good girl, Sarah. How did you feel about Sarah? Because she is a firefighter and
a first responder.
And she was actually in this abandoned place. Mm-hmm. But before that, she drew sticks, right, with her team. Yeah. And whoever got the shortest end would end up staying behind to kill Pesty the bestie. Because apparently everybody knew where he was going. Everybody just knew like his like
route. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you're predictable, I guess. Oh wait, but then she tries to kill him. Very brutally, by the way. She shoots him and then lights that guy on fire.
Yeah, while she watches.
Just the descriptions were really scary, actually.
Oh, it was.
It was really scary because he was like a skeleton. Cool. Love that for him.
Sarah, I feel a certain way about her.
Okay.
So I did end up liking her. I do like hearing the story through her mind. I do like seeing how she interprets things. I loved how much she loved people. Like, no matter where they went, if someone was dying, she was there for them. No matter what. And that made her such a good person.
She is a first responder, so.
She is. And then, like, do you remember that scene where she was drinking, like, whiskey with a guy who was dying? And that's all he wanted. Oh, my God. That was sad.
I think that was the first person she actually witnessed dying of the disease, right? Because, okay, so when Pestilence took Sarah, they would constantly stop at different houses, and sometimes there was people there, and they would slowly die of the disease. So Sarah saw someone dying of the disease, which, by the way, he does control it. So he doesn't want her to die. She's not going to die. Yep,
which is messed up because she's a first responder and she's not the one dying from this plague, so she feels like that's her suffering. That is her suffering. Because remember, Pesty really wants her to suffer. And oh my gosh, I feel so bad for her, but there's one thing I disliked about Sarah.
Go ahead, lay it on me. What was it?
It was like the little comments that she would make. So just like the fact that it was like, we're in the middle of the fucking apocalypse. The literal 4 horsemen are here. Pesty is not a bestie. And she's over here like, oh my gosh, he's seen my fucking boobs. How am I gonna live with myself? Your family might be dead, bitch. Like, I think...
I'm sorry. Who cares?
Yeah, I think him seeing a little bit of titty is not gonna be the end of the world.
He literally didn't even care at the beginning.
He didn't know what a titty was. He was like, I have one too. And it's like, no, that's not a titty. And it's like,
kind of
look
is.
Look at this and tell me it's not.
Mine is more prominent. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I've been working my titular gland. Yeah.
There was a scene. Wait, okay, I have to bring this up because you mentioned, her character.
Yes.
There was a scene where, while they were riding around town,
Okay.
because remember, he would go into different cities and just kill everybody. It was really cold, and she was like fucking freezing her tits off. And her thought was, I'm going to get hypothermia and die out here. And wouldn't that be ironic? Pestilence's captive dies of exposure, not to the plague, but to the elements. Literally, I died. I was like, whoa. She's kind of funny, actually.
She is kind of funny. I just think some of her humor was very young. And I was like...
Oh my god, I wrote that on here.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. Wait, hold on. Keep going.
Some of her humor just felt very like, okay, read the room, Sarah. You're literally a captive to pestilence. You're not going to be joking about titties. She joked about titties a lot, or she would be like, oh my god. I didn't even shave. I don't know if she said that. That seems like
something like that. And it's funny that you mentioned her feeling young, because there were many moments in this book where she was just thinking something. For example, there's a moment where I don't exactly remember the context, but this is like near the beginning. And she says, his indifference, however, still gets under my skin. I'm not sure if I want him to be impressed at the sight of my body. In parentheses, it says, ew. Which I don't want to be mean about anybody's writing, because just writing in general, it can be really difficult. But there were a lot of moments in this book where things would be in parentheses.
Yes.
And it would take me away from the story.
Because it felt like a humor thing. It felt like, oh, I'm going to throw in a little humor in this. And it's like, bitch, you're in the apocalypse.
You're in the apocalypse with pestilence.
Don't be making... It felt like, what's the word?
Like a disconnect?
No, she was making self-deprecating jokes in order to relate to the reader. And it's like, I'm already going to read this book. You do not have to add this to this book. It does not fit the flow.
I'm already here relating.
Yeah.
Pestilence, I'm here. I get it.
Pestilence, the bestilence, I'm here for him.
Pestilence.
Thank you.
And there was another moment where it says, they're looking at food and she says, apple pie, parentheses, my favorite because duh.
No.
Why would apple pie be your favorite? I don't even know you, girl.
Okay, wait.
I don't even know you, girl.
Whoa. Okay, we get it. You don't like apple pie.
I actually don't like apple pie. It's my mom's favorite.
Either.
It's my mom's favorite pie, which actually I'm offended. So, Sarah?
I do want to say, though, out of both of the characters, Sarah is not my favorite.
What is going on? You're preferring all the boys here.
The boys are back.
Well, the boys on Amazon Prime, not sponsored. Thank you.
The boys are also back in town. That's a song. I don't remember who wrote it, so I'll credit you later.
No, that's a song.
Sarah is not my favorite out of the two characters. So you guess who my favorite.
No, wait.
Put in your guesses now.
Wait. Before we talk about Pesty, the bestie.
Yeah, Pesty.
Okay, so let's go a little bit more into Sarah's character.
Okay.
Did you feel like she developed at all? Because first she's taken captive.
Yes.
And then she does try to escape, but she nearly kills the girl. And then she realizes, you know what? My best bet is just to play along. Just play along.
Yeah.
And so she stays around, but then she kind of starts to like his company.
Yes. I don't think the development of her character was a good one. I think it was really tough for me to...
Relate?
To...
Sympathize? Empathize.
It's tough because I don't agree with everything she did, but I didn't mind the outcome of the story. With her,
I get it.
Okay. Why don't we talk about Pestilence?
Pesty the bestie. So pretty much Pesty the bestie
is one of the 4 horsemen.
And he's the one spreading plague around. But this man, he is on a tight schedule.
Wait. Can I ask you a really important question? A really, really important question.
Okay.
Who did you imagine Pestilence as?
Who did I imagine him?
When you closed your eyes and you dreamt about him?
I don't dream
as
about
I did
him.
In my sleeping hours. I mean, I didn't. Whoa, that's weird. Okay.
Whoa.
Who played him?
I had a thought. Okay, I have a thought, but I think people are gonna be upset with this thought.
No, go ahead.
He reminds me of Legolas from
Oh.
Lord of the Rings. But like buffer.
Yeah.
Like a buff Orlando
Thicker.
Bloom.
Smells like Vicar.
What?
You don't know that song?
No.
Sweeney Todd.
There was another actor in my mind, but I don't know his name, so don't even ask me. He's like some elf. I don't even know. But he's actually blonde. I'm sorry.
Can I say who I imagined? Henry Cavill.
No.
No, I imagined Henry Cavill, but blonde. As Geralt.
I'm distant.
No.
Give me
No.
back.
When someone has an ass so thick, you can't just not imagine that.
I am offended that you imagine Henry Cavill, by the way. Just kidding.
No, rewind the tapes. How dare you?
I'm just kidding. It's Cavill. It's Cavill. It's Cavill.
How are you offended?
I don't know.
I needed someone to look hot. And who else but Henry J. Cavill?
Jay?
I don't know. Does he have a middle name? Henry Benry Cavill. Who else but Henry B. Cavill? With the ass so thick. Ass so thick. He can end this world with the freaking slap of his ass cheeks. I love that man so much. I love him.
Oh my god. His full name is Henry William Dalglish Cavill.
Henry W.D. Cavill?
WTC.
There's more letters. Oh my, I imagined him.
Did not picture him.
Like Geralt.
You know what's funny? To be honest, I actually pictured the guy in the and that guy. Whoever that guy is.
I didn't look at the cover when I read this.
Whoever that guy was in the cover, that's what I pictured. The cover with the guy and the girl, though.
Can I say, wait, okay. But how do you feel about Pestilence?
How do I feel? What do you mean? He's Pestilence.
Do you like him? Do you?
I mean, I felt.
Do you like him? I don't know.
I mean, I felt for him because I realized, I mean, as did the main character, Sarah, realized that, you know what, he's also a prisoner to his own disease, I guess.
Yes.
Because he's forced to do this. And, you know, we don't really know if God exists, but maybe.
Yep.
Maybe.
Maybe.
And overall, I did like him, mostly because of those scenes where he would finally show a glimmer of humanity, and when he witnessed love for the first time. That was when I was like, oh my god, Pesty! Pesty the bestie!
Pest.
Stop!
When pested was bested.
Ugh. Hate when that happens. But how did you feel? Oh, I mean, obviously you liked him because you didn't like Sarah.
I didn't hate Sarah, but
You didn't like
Sarah. She
Sarah.
wasn't my favorite out of the two. Okay, hear me out.
There's only two, so.
So, Pestilence. I did not like him as a character at the beginning. I thought.
Confused now.
That the story after she burnt him alive and he came back, because by the way, you can't kill him. He's immortal, bitch.
Hello?
After he came back, I was under the impression that him teaching her true suffering was going to be making her fall in love and betraying her at the end.
Ooh.
That's what I thought true suffering was going to be.
So good.
You know what I mean?
Wait, I love that idea.
So I was so set on hating him at the end. I was like, he's going to fuck her up. Like, he has to. He can't have fallen in love with her. But you know what?
No.
Love always has a funny way of
conquering all.
Yeah.
It really does.
And so Pesty soon became my bestie. And although, okay, you drag someone on the floor with your horse one time, and all of a sudden you're the bad guy?
I think he did it more than once.
Where's the proof? Where's the proof?
Okay, let me find my highlighted parts.
No. Okay. I don't need the proof. He was a horrible person at the beginning.
He wasn't horrible. He just isn't human.
He isn't human. Okay. I really did like Pestilence as a character. He did do some things that I don't agree with, but I like the idea of a character who's finding himself. He's finding himself through other
really
people.
Is.
So I do appreciate him as a character. Thank you very much. Thank you. Any questions?
I do want to bring up something that I did highlight in my ebook. I thought there was a part in his character that was a little bit inconsistent, because in the beginning he would constantly almost mock Sarah for being weak, for being a weak human. Mm-hmm. And there was a moment where I think, again, he was riding on his horse with Sarah, and it was cold probably, and she fainted or something, and he was like, I just forget how fragile you are. He literally kept bringing up how fragile she was before this moment, and for some reason in this moment he's like, I forget how fragile you are. I mean, might be, you know, I didn't know you were gonna faint over this. And it's like, dude, you've literally been making fun of her this whole time for being weak and a human. How did you forget?
I feel differently about that scene, but okay.
Okay, what did you feel?
I just felt like around that time when he saw that she was gonna go, like, you know, not be there anymore, kick the bucket, if you will. I felt like that was the first time he realized, like, oh, I can lose her. That's what I thought. So I thought he was like, oh, fuck. Like, I know that she's weak, but goddamn. That should be able to take at least,
I know she's a weak
at least
bitch.
2 or 10 miles of this. But apparently not.
Did you feel like you were connected to the world that was built in the story?
Yes.
How so?
I just think it was done really well with the fact that, like, wherever they went, you saw different people reacting to the same situation in different ways. It felt very The Walking Dead to me. Because there were people who were like cults. There were people who were accepting the end. And just like seeing people in their worst situations. That's what it showed. And I thought that it was written really well, except for the jokes that Sarah would make. But other than that, I thought it was written really well. What about you? How do you feel about it?
So I agree with you that the groups around them, whenever they were riding around, they did feel different. But my main complaint about the setting of the story is mostly surrounding the fact that every time they would go to like a different area, they would take over a home, right?
Yes.
And they would like stay there and do their thing, rest up. Well, Sarah needed to rest up. All of those moments kind of blurred together. I didn't really feel like there was much description.
Okay. Yeah.
There was much description on where were they every time they decided to, you know, set camp or whatever. And what did this home look like? I literally can't even tell you what these homes
look the same.
Yeah, I don't even know what these homes look like.
You know what? Now that you mentioned that, I do agree. There was no real
description.
Yeah, it just felt like walk and then the same place. Walk in the same place.
They're riding, actually.
I'm sorry. Trixie. That was the horse's name.
That's what I wanted to ask you. Pestilence has a horse. Yeah. The horse doesn't have a name. But the entire time, Sarah named the horse Trixie with an X. Okay? Xie. Okay? And when she mentions to Pestilence the horse's name in just like a regular conversation, Pestilence is like, my steed is actually a man. And also, he doesn't do any tricks. He's not a liar. He's not a trickster. How did you feel about that moment?
That moment specifically?
Yeah, that moment.
I just felt like it was funny that Sarah tried to make every moment like, okay, I just gotta fucking deal with it. Your horse is named Trixie now. Because that's giving me a little bit of semblance of sanity. I like the idea that he didn't understand common human things. So I don't mind it.
So I actually wrote, I don't know if to find this funny or cringy or both, but the fact that now he's getting a close-up of her thoughts, he's like, this is kind of funny, I guess. I don't know. A bit of a turnoff too, also.
You know what I thought was cringy? Because that wasn't cringy to me. What I thought was cringy was the fact that they would be riding and she'd be like, time to quote Edgar Allan. I couldn't
either.
She would
and
just, I know you love.
My B. EP?
EAP?
Oh, yeah. Eep. I love Eep.
I know you do, but the fact that
I was like, no, not again.
Because it felt like she was just quoting random stuff. It didn't make sense to the story. If there was a thing that she had quoted that made sense to the story, then okay. But she was just like, okay, Hamlet. I don't know.
That's Shakespeare.
No, I know, but it was everything.
Oh, you mean
know
just anything that she was
Yeah,
saying?
I hated that she did that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, and then freaking Pestilence would always be like, say more.
No, at first he was so reluctant. He was like not even saying anything. And then eventually he'd be like, wait, quote it again though.
But you remember he was also like, I knew you weren't one to come up with those wise words. I knew you were a faker.
I knew this wasn't from your mouth. Yeah. Yeah, that was kind of cringy. How did you feel about Pestilence's first encounter with love?
You mean the couple?
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. I really
Rob
like
and Ruth?
Rob and Ruth.
Never forget.
The fact that he watched them. He just sat there and looked. And then Sarah was like, I think they want to be alone. But he was just like,
Is that
beautiful.
Is
That's
that
goddamn beautiful. You saw the way Rob was like caressing her? Bitch.
Did you see that?
Can you explain that to me? And she's like, they're having a moment.
They're in love. And he was like, what's love got to do with it?
Thank you. I love that scene. I love Rob and Ruth. They were so good.
Really?
Yeah.
You liked their ideas?
No.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Wait. Okay. The way that
I love them as people, but you know what? If I was in the apocalypse, I don't think I would talk to them.
Do you think that there would be people who treat Pestilence with the same kindness that they did? Why?
Because when bad things happen, it brings out the worst and the best in people. And it sucks because with the situation of Pestilence, it brought out the worst in a lot of people. Mm-hmm. There were only some people that were left with humanity. And they were too. Mm-hmm. And it's really sad.
It was really sad. I kind of I didn't know how to feel about the scene because I did really like Rob and Ruth. But then when he actually did give him the disease, I was like, wait, so this isn't his moment to, slowly shift from, the character that he's been showing this whole time. And then I was like, wait, they're actually dying.
Yeah, and he could have controlled it. And he killed.
He killed them.
He killed, dude.
He was like, sorry.
You want to know, the thing with Pestilence is that he's such an interesting character in the fact that I want to see him grow and learn about Earth. Mm-hmm. But then he goes and does shit like, oh, I left at night because I know you don't like when I kill people, so I just killed him at night. And it's like...
I killed them in the middle of the night. You're welcome.
Yeah. So you won't have to deal with it.
That's actually kind of considerate, though.
Okay, yes, it's considerate, but what do they want me to do? Be like... Oh.
Pesty!
You didn't have to. You know I was getting ready to go out with you.
Put on my best bra.
Yeah. Oh my god.
She had bras?
Probably not.
Okay. Anyways. The reason why we bring that up is because that was his first experience witnessing love. Rob and Ruth, they were just happy to die together.
You know what's something that confused me though? If that was his first experience, how did he know about marriage?
You think marriage and love?
No, I don't
the same
think.
Thing?
I don't think so. But I do think that if it exists in his world, then the concept of love should exist.
I don't think it exists in his world. I think he just kind of like,
He heard about it?
He did the math. He was like, hold on, you're married and you've had sex? Okay, that makes sense.
Oh my god. The fact that the first time they had sex, he was like, I gotta take you
to the altar right now.
And she was like, bitch, no.
Not even. They had sex like 5 times before he was like, you know what? It's time. It's time that I put a ring on that finger. That part was so actually funny. Really funny.
Yeah, it's really funny.
I was dying laughing because he was like, I'm responsible, And
it was funny because at the end of that conversation when she was like, no, you're not doing that. He was like, it's not the last of this conversation.
No, but then he was also like, wait, have you slept with other men? And she was like, maybe. And he was like, okay, but like never again, okay? This is it. It's just me and you till the end. And she was like, oh my God. Wait, what are we?
How do you feel that after everything, they never really apologized to each other for what they had done to each other?
For what? A little burning of the body.
Burning of the body, pulling of the body on horse.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah, I mean, I remember my first time.
I don't know. I didn't really expect an apology from either of them.
I didn't either.
I actually didn't even think about that till right now.
I didn't either. I was just wondering, like, would that have changed anything for me?
It would probably make him seem more human.
Probably.
But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So there's a part where she's asleep and she
is talking.
Yeah, well, he thinks she's asleep, but she's not. And he starts, like, confessing things to her. I put, like a true Christian Grey. He decides to confess to his hurt feelings while she's awake. I mean, while she was asleep.
I knew you were going to say that because you don't like that.
I hate that. What, you do? That's weird. Why would you confess to me your deepest emotions while I'm asleep, quote
Because if you're
unquote?
awake, you're going to hear them.
That's the point of a conversation. Oh my God, not to quote my good girl Anna from 50 Shades of Grey, but a conversation usually happens when you're awake. When both parties are awake.
I do know how you're a big 50 Shades of Grey stan.
I mean, we watched them together, so you would think that you would also be a big fan, but it seems like you're not.
I mean, I am, but I just don't want to say it in front of the camera.
Okay. How did you feel about the multiple times that Pesty and Sarah would be in some house, and sometimes the family was still there? Multiple times the woman of the family would be like, oh my God, wait, I think he likes you.
For you.
I think he likes you.
I would never bring that up to someone who's being held captive for the person who's ending freaking the earth. I wouldn't be like, wait. But I was at the bathroom and he said your name 3 times into the mirror.
But then one of the characters was also like, love is the only thing that can save us. And I wrote a note that was like, she really said, save the world with that pussy. I was like, so what the heck is happening in this story?
But do you agree that she did save the world with that pussy?
I mean, she literally did.
She did. That pussy was
good, I guess. According to Pesty.
Oh my God.
Do you remember that scene where she literally threw up and he kissed her right after?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, that's disgusting.
That is disgusting, but he loved her. All the same.
At that scene? Not yet.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Not yet, no.
How do you feel about the fact that their love was not because he had chosen it, but because God's hand moved and chose it for them?
Not necessarily the love, just the reason why he spared her life was, okay, we didn't bring this up, but his skin glows gold, and there are words in his language. And when he was about to kill her, when she tried to escape, the word mercy showed up on his skin and it was glowing, and that's why he showed her mercy. I actually thought that was cool. I think the fact that his skin is glowing gold is really cool.
Yeah.
It's a cool thing to picture.
That's true. Do you like that Sarah was oblivious?
To what?
To her liking Pestilence.
I mean, aren't they always?
Because there was this one part where she was in bed and... No, there was this one part where they were going to bathe. And she was like, you want to join me? Mm-hmm. And she was like... And I asked her because I'm treating myself. And also, fuck it. Mm-hmm. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I don't really like when characters are oblivious like this, especially this long into the story. But I kind of understand because Pestilence isn't even human, so I'm sure it's just weird to imagine this thing actually falling in love or understanding what love is.
Yeah. How do you feel about when Pestilence was feeling her up? She said that her nipples are fit to cut glass and my core is aching.
Oh my God. How pointy are they?
I know. To cut glass?
That's pointy, girl.
It must be like fine tip too.
Oh my god. Good for you, Sarah. I'm so proud of
Aww.
you. Those are weapons right there. She's just like, That's an interesting description.
That is an interesting description. I thought you would make a joke about it.
I actually don't think I even... I think I just kind of glossed over that.
Or her saying, this homegirl hasn't gotten any in a long time.
Poor girl. How did you feel about the spice in this story? What would you rate it?
The spice was pretty.
Hold on.
Okay.
Let me clarify because you never clarify when you say this.
I'm sorry.
We're rating the spice based on how you like the spice. Not how spicy it is, just how much you like the spice.
I did like the spice. I didn't think it was that spicy though.
I agree. It wasn't that spicy.
But I liked it. I liked the moments that they had. So I'm rating it on if I liked it or not.
Well, how many spice? Like, what's your spice level?
Oh, probably like a 2. But I liked it.
Out of 5? Or out of 10?
Yeah, out of 5. I liked it. There just wasn't that much.
I agree. I'd probably give it a 1 out of 5.
I thought the moments they did have were really sweet though.
No, I agree. I was like, damn, get it, Pesty. Okay, so let's talk about the ending. So Pesty be killing, left and right.
Be killing.
He be killing. And Sarah has had enough.
Yeah, she did.
And I can't exactly remember what the tipping point was.
It was the please, wasn't it?
The what?
Her saying please. Because that was such a big thing throughout the entire story. Anytime she said please, he was like, you fucking humans with please and begging. You remember when I begged, bitch? You burned me fucking alive.
She was like, can't you just let that go? She was starting to feel the weight of all of the deaths, especially because he started to move faster. He was like, you know what? I'm going to go in the middle of the night and start throwing my disease everywhere.
And he didn't even have a plan. He was like, you're just going to be with me until the very end.
Well, at first it was like, you're here out of a punishment, but then at the end he was like, I mean, you're just here. I don't know.
They had a moment where they were like, you're not my prisoner. You're not. No matter what I say, you're not. Pretty
much, she is ready to leave him and he doesn't want to let her go. But eventually he does let her go.
Yeah.
And she leaves, she travels, and she returns back to her family.
Can I say though, because he really did not want her to go, so he literally locked her up.
He did
for like a week, I think.
You lock someone up and all of a sudden you're the bad guy.
Because he opens the door and he's just like, you need to go before I change my mind. I can't do this to you. What's the point in having you when I can't even have you?
You're just here.
Yeah. So he lets her go and it's so sad. And he's becoming human at this point too. Like the way he acts is very human. There's even a part where they're talking to each other and she's like, I want to know more about you. And he's like, what the fuck do you want to know? I'm Pestilence, the 4 horsemen.
I'm Pesty, the bestie.
I'm Pesty, the 4 horsemen, book 1. Like, what do you want to know? And it gets quiet and he just says, I find human clothes to be coarse. I like making fires, falling asleep in troubling experiences. But it is oddly enjoyable when you have someone to hold on to. Color rises in Sarah's cheeks and he says, and my favorite person is you.
Because he's a loner. And I feel really bad for him because he starts to really like human things. Like he starts to enjoy the food.
Eating, sleeping. He enjoys her company because there are points where they're just like riding and he's laughing at her stories. So I feel bad because I don't want to like them as a couple because of how he is. He's killed a few people.
What's wrong with that? He's one of the 4 horsemen. What did you expect?
That's true, because I do try to have an open mind with the situation of the story, because we don't understand his circumstance of what he's been through.
And he seems like he's been through a lot.
Yeah, he does. He does seem like he's been through a lot.
Do you just want to talk about the ending?
How did it end?
So pretty much he lets her...
Okay, I'm sorry. I remember.
So pretty much he lets her go. She's living it up with her family. But after some time, she realizes, oh my God, wait, everybody that had been plagued with the disease is healed. They're good. Everyone's alive. And then there's a knock at her door and she opens it and it's Pesty. And he's just like, hey, girly.
And
Oh
he's
my
wearing
God.
human clothes
He's-
now.
I think he's wearing like a flannel. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Oh,
Hello. Who are you? And he's like, okay, well, you know, I'm only here because if you wanna be something, I mean, I'm down.
And the thing is, their whole story, she kept, like, you know, naming things. And he was like, what's the point in a name? It's a label. Call me Pestilence. It's like, bitch, that is a label. But he wanted to come up with a name. And he was like, you know what? I came up with the perfect name. The name that encapsulates our love. The name that encapsulates my story.
Victor.
Victor, bitch.
Not bitch,
It's Victor.
just Victor.
It's Victor, bitch.
It's not Victor, bitch. It's just
I'm
Victor.
I'm sorry. It's Victor. How did you feel about his name being Victor?
It made sense. It made 100%.
Kinda hated it.
I feel that.
I just think it's not a great name. I know a lot of Victors.
And they're not great, apparently.
They're not bad. I'm sorry, Victor, and Victor.
I'm sorry, Victor B, Victor S, Victor C.
Don't dox
I'm
us.
just kidding.
Here's their longitude and latitude.
I actually kind of agree with you. I didn't love it, but I did kind of think it was cute that he decided on his own name.
I thought it was too. And it had nothing to do with him being a horseman. It just had to do with him being the winner of the heart.
Being a dude. So by the end of the story, he's like, I'm sorry, babe, but my brother, he's wide awake. He was in the dark with the broken heart. But now he's wide awake and I can't stop him. So that's the tease for the next book.
Do you think, when you finished reading this book, did you think you were going to read the second book?
That's a tease to my rating.
Can I say, I think you wanted to read the second book.
Maybe I already did. Think about that?
No, you didn't, because you would have called him many other names. You would have called him Victor more. Wouldn't you? Is he in the second one? Is he in the second one? And how do you know?
He's probably not in the second one. I'm pretty sure each of the books are just about them. Like
The horseman.
The horsemen. There you go. Thank you. Now, before we get to our ratings, is there anything else you think we should talk about regarding this story?
Isn't it kind of weird that he's not human?
No. But he is at the end.
Yeah, he is. Why?
I don't know.
What happened? Can you explain it?
I think pretty much he made a deal with God and he was like, you know what?
Be human.
I've done enough. You know what? There's 3 other horsemen. Just let me go.
He kind of gave me Thor vibes.
Oh, yeah. I can see that. Thor? Is that you?
Thor. I really like how much he loves Sarah.
Yeah, it was cute.
I thought it was really cute. Can I say something that won't make sense unless you've read Cruel Prince? I liked the idea of Cruel Prince, but hated the execution. I didn't really like the idea of this book when I started, but I love the execution.
Really?
And I enjoyed reading this more than I did Cruel Prince.
Whoa, I'm shocked. Wait, I don't even know what rating I said that you gave it, but I guess I'm off. I guess for the first time in forever.
You're off.
Bye, Frozen. Thank you. I'm off. Whoa.
I actually did. Wait, are we talking about ratings now?
Okay, before you say your rating, here is the reason why I thought you were going to rate it low.
Oh, what's the... Yeah, tell me.
So there is a scene, and I know Chelly, right? We've been besties for...
10 years.
Almost 10 years. Who's counting? And there is a scene when Pesty the bestie lets Sarah go. When he comes back to her, he tells her that he pretty much has been, like, following her this entire time. He says... You were still recovering and I didn't trust your fragile body to make the journey back. And she was like, so you followed me? And he nods. I thought you were going to hate that part.
It's because of Twilight?
No, just because you don't like it when guys follow girls.
Yeah, I don't. But you know, as I heard from a friend once, sometimes you have to put your feminism aside.
Oh my god, me? Thank you.
I put it aside for this moment because of the situation of the story. I'm trying to be better about that because this is not...
This is why you're unpredictable. And I can't stand it.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, forgive you.
I thought it was really cute
okay.
that he didn't give up on her.
No, I agree. Okay, so here is my rating for Pestilence. here are my likes, okay? I did like the morally gray characters. I found them to be interesting. I thought, you know what, Pesty, he's not that bad. I mean, he doesn't mean to be bad. That's just who he is.
Yeah.
As a person, non-person.
Yeah.
And there was a scene that I really liked that we didn't mention where they stopped at a house and the guy who was the owner of the house was a total asshole. His name was Nick.
Yep.
The Dick. Thank you.
Nick the Dick.
And Pesty just absolutely killed him because Nick was trying to target Sarah because, you know, they're kind of a thing. And I liked that part. I was like, whoa, you destroy that man. And I also really liked, you know, the golden markings on him and that they were in his own language. I thought that was a really interesting part about his character. And I thought that it was cool that Mercy showed up on the markings when he was about to kill Sarah. I liked when Sarah realized that Pestilence is also a prisoner to what he is. I liked those moments when Pestilence was being a human or, you know, becoming more human. And now that I've said all the good, let me talk about my dislikes. I thought the setting was a little too overlooked in my opinion, especially near the end. I understand that it's, you know, in cities, but I can't even really picture them. I'm just picturing a basic rundown place every single time, but they were just mirrors of each other.
Yeah.
Just a separate corner of that same city. I hate, and this isn't just in this book, this just in all romance books where one of them is grumpy and the other one is a sunshine character. I hate when another outside source is like, oh my god, I think he likes you. There's something about that where I'm like, I absolutely cannot stand when somebody else has to tell you that this person likes you for the, I guess, the relationship to progress.
Yep.
Cannot stand it.
Yep.
I've already said it, but I'm going to bring it up again. The writing sometimes completely took me out of the scene, especially with Sarah's jokes. Not that I didn't like her personality, but sometimes the jokes were just too, I don't know, like they just took me out of the scene, I guess. And sometimes she would say words where I'm like, why is Sarah? Don't even remember how old she's supposed to be, but it feels like she's really young now because of the word that she's using.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, so that whole scene when Sarah realized that Pestilence is also a prisoner to what he was, I thought it could have been executed so much better than what it actually was. The way that the scene played out was, it was when they were with Rob and Ruth, and it was actually one of them too, I think it was Ruth, who was like, wait, he might be a prisoner to what he is. And then that's when Sarah was like, oh my god, never thought about it that way. Wait, hold on, you're so right, bestie. I kind of wish that Pestilence's growth would have actually shown that instead of some random person telling me this.
That's true.
I kind of wish that Pestilence would have been like, I can't stop, Sarah. You don't understand. It hurts when I don't hurt other people.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that Pestilence's character and even the relationship itself actually built on what they had instead of relying on like an outside source. And that's why I was like, okay, you're doing a whole lot of like, what are they called? Plot devices. I just didn't, you know, I didn't vibe. I didn't vibe.
So that means you rated it.
So I rated it a 2 out of 5.
Okay, well.
So go ahead and tell me how you rated it a 4.5. Apparently.
Wait, what did you think at the beginning?
What did
I was going to rate it?
I thought you said a 2.5. I thought you would have rated it a 2.5 because of that stalking scene. Because you always bring up stalking.
Yeah, I don't like it.
And apparently in this one, Chelly is okay with it. Okay?
I'm sorry.
Apparently.
So,
before you say anything, I do want to say that I did really like the idea of this story. And overall, it was a really easy read that I can't even be mad that I read it.
yeah.
I like the idea of it. Did not really love the execution. Yeah, I understand that maybe the author just wanted to focus on romance, and I'm not mad about it. It's just like, I just kind of wish that there would have been more between the characters themselves instead of like the outside characters.
Okay.
And that's my main thing. But go ahead, tell me. Your thoughts?
I actually didn't mind the execution of the story. I thought that it was an easy read, like you said. I thought that it was what it was. It was nothing more but a story I read, and that's it. I read it. I really thought that the idea of pestilence was really like interesting. I like the idea of a person who's figuring themselves out. The only thing that bothered me was the fact that when Sarah died, because she did die at one point, she was shot. And she basically goes up to Pestilence and is like, don't forget your mercy or what you mean to me. I would have given everything up for you. And then she dies. And he showed no mercy after that. It wasn't until he realized that when she's gone forever, she's gone for good. So I kind of hated that, like, oh, okay. I wish he developed, I wish
Gradually.
it progressed well. You know what I mean? Because sometimes he'd be good, and then other times it'd be like, okay, well.
He would just go back to how
he was before. I didn't let that sway me too much, though.
Okay.
I really did enjoy reading this book. I can't even begin to tell you, like, how... Like, I would wake up in the morning, get ready, and I would listen to it in, like, hour increments. And I was, like, hooked.
That's
I was
so
hooked.
funny.
That's
so funny.
I think I would rate this book a 3 out of 5. I don't think I'm going to read the second one, though. Because, by the way, him being named Victor, fuck that. I hate that. I did not like that ending at all.
What's wrong with Victor? All the Victors watching this are pissed.
I know. I'm sorry. I just didn't fit Pestilence. I hate it. I hated the idea.
Well, you wanted him to be Peter?
Manuel or something, you know?
Manuel?
I don't know, but...
Not Hispanic.
He still liked the name.
Manuel.
He's not even human.
Oh, true.
But I give it a 3 out of 5. It was an interesting read. I will not read the second book or any other book that comes after it.
That's so funny that you say that because literally, I forgot to say this, but there's a part near the beginning where our main character, Sarah, it's like probably chapter 3. She literally summarizes everything that happened in the beginning, and I was like, I literally could have started right here in this one moment.
That.
Do you have no idea how many times I wanted to stop reading this book?
Really? I'm surprised. I thought you would have been in the same boat as me.
No, not even close.
Damn. Today we grew a little bit more distant.
But it's okay. Maybe next week we'll come back together.
I want to thank everyone for watching this episode. If you are listening to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, or anywhere you hear podcasts on, please, if you can leave a review or rating, it really helps with analytics. Also, if you want to mention us to anyone you know, that helps with exposure because the best type of exposure is word of mouth. If you're watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. You can comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Tell me what you think about this story. Because when I posted my TikToks about this book, I didn't get as many likes as I thought I would, except for that one girl who was like, I get it. And I was like, do you?
Do you? Because I don't think you do, actually.
So the way we end our episodes is we will do a dice roll. And with this dice roll, if it lands on an even number, I will read a positive review from Goodreads, or Yahira will read it too. And if it lands on an odd, we will read a negative review from Goodreads. With these reviews, we are not connected or affiliated with the people who wrote them. So just leave it as it is. Let's just not think about the review afterwards. We read it and we leave it. So our number today is 8.
All right, this is written by Chan on Goodreads. They rated it a 4 out of 5 stars, and they write, "Take me away, Plague Daddy. This surprised me. Essentially, Pestilence comes to town and our dear friend Sarah tries to murder him and burn him alive. He's not really happy about being made into human barbecue, so after his immortal ass recovers, he takes Sarah prisoner and true love ensues. Duh. I was definitely surprised at the discussion of immortality and mortality in this. Also by the characterization, Plague Daddy was really endearing after the whole rah-rah pustule nonsense, and Sarah was passionate and a badass the whole time. Also, the sex wasn't that descriptive, but it was cute. Definitely interested to read the next book.
Thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
Plague Daddy.
I actually kind of like that. Why didn't we think of that?
Plague Daddy. Should we start over?
should we start calling him Play Daddy? Wait, so are we not reading War?
Let's stop.